Hey guys, Tristan here with Lion's Den Strength Mobility Performance. We get a lot of questions on running shoes and what do we suggest for running shoes. And if you've been in here before, you know that we like to be kind of specific around our footwear choices, and that carries over to our running footwear here. So we wanted to just do a quick video, talk a little bit about this and just kind of our thought process around it. So I've got a few pairs of shoes here. I've got two that we highly recommend, our Ultra Escalantes and our Vivo Bears here. And then I've got my old racing shoe from a few years ago, my Adidas Adios Boost here. Now this is not to disparage Adidas Adios Boost or any other shoes, but I don't run in these anymore for some specific reasons, and we want to kind of talk about those. So first and foremost is going to be the toe box width here, guys, and I'll hold these up. But the toe box width, if we look at the way that this shoe is shaped, one thing that Ultra does and specializes in is making a shoe that looks like your foot, i.e. the bottom of this shoe. The other thing that Ultra does is this is a zero drop heel to toe differential. The Adidas Ultra Boost is not a zero drop. I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe it's an 8mm drop if I remember correctly. Now, an 8mm drop isn't necessarily a inherently bad thing with the shoe, but what we find with people that are in a larger heel to toe differential in a shoe, that it can tend to lead to some overstriding. We get people into some zero drops and they start pulling that foot back underneath them, and that foot makes contact with the ground more into their center of mass, which tends to be much more beneficial for them long term when it comes to mitigating injury risk. The other thing that we like with the Escalante is that the Escalante has got a lot more flexibility to it. We've got this shoe that will move, so not only is it shaped like your foot, but it moves more efficiently. The Adios tends to be very, very, very stiff, and really we don't get a lot of movement out of that shoe. Now, part of that's going to be by design. They want to create more rebound out of the shoe, but that's not always necessarily going to be the best thing long term for your foot strength or just the integrity of the foot musculature as a whole. Now, if we look at Vivo Bear versus our Escalante, the Vivo Bear is going to be an incredibly minimalistic shoe, and this is our shoe that we recommend for people to walk around in. So they're shaped very similarly. The Vivo Bear is going to be incredibly flexible, and that is awesome. That's a huge plus, but there's going to be no cushion here. Now, does that mean you can't run in the shoe? Absolutely not. There's plenty of people that run in very minimalistic shoes, footwear, and I've seen plenty of people running in marathons that are running barefoot, which is, you know, a little crazy to me, but that's awesome. Or maybe I'm just a little jealous that they can do it and I can't. But point is that this shoe is going to offer a lot of the same things as our Escalante is going to offer, and more, but our Escalante is going to give us a little bit of cushion, a little bit buffer to work with here, all right? So sometimes that cushion and that buffer can be really beneficial if you're putting in some good distance and miles. So that is why, or if you're new to running and we're just trying to strengthen the foot and ankle as a whole, that's why we're going to recommend the Escalante as our go-to shoe. We love Ultra and what they do with the Escalante. And then we're going to say, if you're walking around, let's get you into something bare, something minimal, something super flexible, so that we can be strengthening that foot just in your day-to-day. And then with these guys, if you're training for a race and you want that kind of a little bit more of a buffer as far as that heel to toe differential can offer, it can take a little bit of pressure off the calf and the Achilles. We're going to get a little more rebound through that shoe with the Boston or with the Adios here. Maybe this is a competition shoe for you and not necessarily a training shoe. That's our thoughts on running shoes right there, guys, in a nutshell. A couple things to think about. I'll leave you with a couple bullet points here to think about. One is your shoe shaped like your foot? 2, is it flexible? And 3, is it flat? If we hit those 3 points, and you're probably in a good shoe. If you're not going to be on those 3 points, use those other shoes for competition-based stuff, okay? That's not your everyday shoe. Everyday shoes are flat, they're flexible, and they're foot-shaped. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll answer.